Hello everybody, I'm Chef Jeff from Smith's. Today's recipe is dealing with a one-pot meal that's super delicious, easy, and I just love it. We're making creamy Parmesan chicken with spinach and tortellini. I know it's a mouthful, it is for me even, but super easy to make. We're gonna make it all in one pan. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we're gonna start with chicken. So if you buy a chicken breast from your local meat market at your Smith's, they're pretty big. And so what I do is I slice them in half and slice them into cutlets. And so one chicken breast basically turns into two, which is nice. So that's what I have here. What I'm gonna do is season it with some salt and pepper, like so. And then I'm gonna get some garlic powder and put in my flour just for some seasoning. And then I'm just gonna dredge it in that flour. And then over here I have a pan that's sitting over medium high heat with some oil in it. I have some chicken that I've already done, so I'm just gonna skip this step entirely. We're gonna move this out of the way, and then we're gonna move on. So what I have in this pan is this beautiful chicken that I've browned. And look how crispy and brown and delicious that is. Perfect. So you take it out of the pan, probably about 4 minutes each side. It maybe won't be all the way done, but that's okay. We're gonna put it back in later on. So let me add a little bit more heat to my pan here. I'm gonna throw in some butter. And this may seem like a lot of butter, but we're gonna be putting a lot of ingredients in here, and so it's gonna all work out in the end. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some shallot to this. And then some garlic. These are my aromatics, just really common things. Shallot's just another form of an onion, so kind of a smaller, sweeter. I really love shallots, so they're a great alternative to onions. So just get that in there with some red pepper flake, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and stir that up like so. Okay, once we get to that point, then I'm gonna deglaze the pan. Really that's just adding to, if I weren't using a nonstick pan, maybe I'd need to get some of those bits off the bottom, then that's called deglazing. But since I'm using nonstick, we really don't have that. But I'm gonna add some white wine. You could substitute that with chicken broth if you wanted to, and then also some chicken broth. Maybe just double up the chicken broth if you wanted to for that. And so that's gonna come to a boil. And really this recipe's super fast though. We're gonna kind of breeze through some steps really quickly, but really it's it's pan to table in less than 20 minutes probably. Next goes in spinach. Now this might seem like a lot of spinach, and it kind of is, but it's all gonna just go to nothing almost. It's kind of cool how it happens actually. So you'll get it in the pan and the water will be, the broth and the wine will be boiling, and it will start to wilt and almost turn down into nothing. When you're doing this, always make sure to remember to season as you go. So I always have a container of salt and pepper just waiting, just so I can just kind of add it as I go. And so the spinach will just kind of cook down. And then at that point, that's when we're gonna add our spinach tortellini, or not spinach tortellini, it's cheese tortellini. You find it back in the deli, not in your deli, but the deli meats part of the back of the store where like sliced meats and things are, you find these raviolis. So we'll put those in there and let them cook for a few minutes. You kind of have to imagine with me that this is all cooking. We're kind of going through this fast, but it's super easy. Okay, once we've got our tortellini in there, then comes our cream, heavy cream, and then Parmesan cheese. And again, this is all happening one pan, super easy, and you stir that in there. And then once that all comes together, you kind of have to imagine that it all comes down, cooks nicely. Then we're gonna put our chicken back in. And like so, and then maybe let it simmer for another 2 or 3 minutes just to get that chicken done. And it just so happens that I have one that's finished right over here, and it looks super good, appetizing. Let's plate it up. So what I'm gonna do, this recipe makes 6, so I didn't mention it earlier. If you do your chicken in batches, if you can't fit it all in the pan all at once, that's probably a good thing. So I'm gonna start by putting my ravioli on the plate, and then our chicken's gonna go next. And again, you can find all of these ingredients at your local Smith's. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for shopping, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.